Hello.
Okay, I had to consent.
Thank you for notifying us, Zoom. It says recording in progress. Thank you for joining us for episode 7 of the Just One More Project Bag podcast. I am Dana of Unwind, and this is
Tiffany, I'm the Project Bag and the Project Bag 35 on Instagram.
yes. So we are doing a knit along this year. We have the Just Finish It Already knit along that's going on. It is run quarterly. Please check it out. I guarantee you, if you have a WIP, it probably counts as long as it was started before 2021. So that's pretty much
Everybody.
almost all of us.
Probably, yeah.
Most of us. So I am Unwind Originals on Etsy. I make amazing epoxy cups, and I also am a color streak director. And Tiffany has an active affiliate link with me all the time. So if you want to try out Color Street and support her and me at the same time, you can shop there. And then Tiffany sells her project bags on Etsy at theprojectbag.etsy.com. So definitely check us out and support us if you can. We appreciate it. So what you working on?
Okay, well, I've been waiting to tell you this because here's my center street. Well, I mean, you kind of already knew this was coming. I haven't done anything drastic yet, but I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Here's the center street pullover that I've been working on.
Yes.
And it is just about to where I would need to do a collar.
Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty.
It is so pretty. I ended up, and it's real obvious now that I'm looking at it. I had to order a 5th skein and see how much darker. This new skein doesn't have, like, there's blips of brown, I guess, where the red turned brown in the dyeing in this set, but it's not at all evident in the new one, which, I mean, I can live with that. That'd be okay. That's not a make or break for me, but I am not loving the way this is fitting me at all. It's form fitting in the waist, but it's real loose and gapey in the neck, and I'm going to rip it is what I'm telling you.
You know what I think? Not that you asked, but I'm going to tell you.
Well, please do. Please share.
I think you need to knit a pieced cardigan.
Yeah, that probably is a good idea.
Because that is the one thing that I remember so well from that seaming class that I took with Amy Christophers at SSK the first year. Maybe it was the second year. It was the second year. She said, pieced sweaters hang better, fit better, look better. There's a quickness to knitting things in the round that is great, but that shoulder seam gives structure that helps the whole garment hang better. And I found that to be the case. And I haven't knit that many piece things. I've knit, I think, 3. I'm talking to myself here too. I need to do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not opposed to that idea at all. Like, you know, because also, I want to put the effort into it.
How much trying on can you really do?
Not much. Well, and all the way through.
Top, but then that doesn't show you what this is going to fit like. And unless you're just like super easy to fit, which I think most of us have something in the upper region that makes us difficult. Sway back, hop back, sunk chest, puppy chest, whatever, big shoulders. Everybody shoulders, has something. Yeah. Very few of us are off the rack. So
yeah,
I don't know. That would just be my opinion, would be see if you can find one. And plus with that, it's easier to change lengths and make sure that you have enough yarn. But now you know that that last skein is darker. So you could do ribbing and button bands
that's
in
a
the
good
last
point.
skein. And then it won't be so jarring, you know?
Right. That's a good point.
Personal opinion, but you know, we all have one.
What is that one that I made that was Jalen knit it, or when we
the one that she knit red at Rhinebeck?
Yes, the it was a Carol.
It was a Carol Feller pattern, wasn't it?
Yes.
I don't remember the name
made
of
it.
Yeah.
Because is that what I knit? I don't remember. Yeah, whatever it is. I've got it in my project. So I might do that one again because I liked that one and I know it fit me well. And now I would have.
Well, and that's a totally different color this time. So it's not like it's going to look like the same sweater.
Yeah, again. True. And I'm a different size.
That is true.
But yeah, I'm going to rip it. We're going to take a break from this yarn for a while and, you know, I've jumped
So
into
much
something else in
knitting.
the meantime.
I am,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Let's do some straight talk for a minute. I have not felt like working on knitting in a while. I actually have not
Yeah.
felt like working on anything in a while. I'm in a real slump mentally right now, and I think it's because physically I'm going through some stuff and don't feel great. So I like by the time I get in my recliner at night, I am sitting there. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So
Just vegging out.
the idea of knitting that much and then having to rip it right now, that would probably do me in. I'd probably like sell my whole yarn stash and give up knitting or something.
That's it.
I'm done forever. No, I don't know. I'm not in a good place with knitting, and y'all will see that because you're about to see how little I've actually gotten done. And it's sad, but it's, it ebbs and flows. This is a real big ebb for me. Like probably the biggest one I've had in years. So kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So what I've been working on is Saldana. And I picked this up the other night because Chris and I started a new television show. We are now watching Yellowstone. And I know I'm late to the party and I posted about it and everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're just not watching that. But it's so good. It's so good. It's Kevin Costner, a bunch of other people that you would recognize from popular shows. And I really I got like 9 rows done on this.
Oh,
So I finished that whole bottom, the whole bottom of that. So I am, and I don't feel weird about showing you this because this is just the only part of the pattern. I'm all the way to here and I've got to go to there. Okay. So not much.
Yeah. Closing in.
I'm excited about that. I really am like wanting to work on it, which that is unusual at this moment in my life.
Yeah.
So that and my corner to corner blanket, which I didn't bring upstairs, but I've put maybe 15 more rows on it. It's definitely getting like a decreasing shape now.
A slant.
Yes. And it's funny because I keep seeing all these people make these like little grandma hexy out of sock yarn and they're sewing them together and making blankets and they're super cute. And I keep like, I want to start one. And then I'm like, no, idiot, finish the gigantic blanket and then start one.
Yeah.
What was your wandering eye?
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
I know.
What was your goal for Crafty Bingo pertaining to the corner to corner, or was it?
I don't think I actually really had one. I just had a whole bunch of my things right here. I have a couple of finish a whip any crafts, so it will fit there.
Okay.
And then I have a couple of make a project of my choice.
Oh, okay. All right.
And technically I have a try new crafter technique, and a decreasing blanket like this is technically new to me. So I could count it for that. I probably will put it in the whip though, because we know how often I finish whips.
Yeah.
I don't. So
hence our knit along.
Yeah, exactly. And I would like to, actually have some things to show for our knit along. That would be nice. I don't know that I will get that blanket done by the end of this month, but I may pick it back up and try, because honestly, this sweater, while it is lovely and very enjoyable to work on, it is going to be heavier than I want to wear for the next 4 months of this year.
True that.
So yeah, it's toasty right now here, and it is not raining at the moment. It is 93% humidity.
Yeah,
it is like walking into a sauna. It's miserable. And it was so funny. Somebody posted on Instagram, and I actually screenshot it because I thought it was hysterical. Somebody posted and said 2 rules for this heat: drink a lot of water and watch how you talk to me.
Right, for serious. Yes, because I don't get hangry as far as hungry angry. I get hot angry.
Yeah. It's just a frustration when you feel like you can't get away from it. And it's steamy in my house. And I have a good insulated house, but it is humid in here. Like I can tell the interior humidity in my house is probably in the 80s right now. It is miserable. And it's been raining every single night, and it's not helping. Like it's just keeps compounding, and it's miserable.
I saw that my app said today's forecast was supposed to be cooler than yesterday. In that, I think it was supposed to be 89 versus 94,
Like
but
raw temp cooler, but not
the
actually cooler.
right, but the humidity is higher today, so I tit for tat. Like it's not really.
Yeah, it's 86% humidity, indoor humidity. I just checked my app.
Mm,
86% inside my house. It is
yeah.
only 14% away from raining inside.
Right.
And this, folks, is why you don't want to live in the South. Right
But I
here.
will
Well, it's
say,
one of many reasons you might not want to live in the South, but this is a big one.
I can still tolerate the heat a lot better than the cold.
Oh, I like
Because
the cold because I can just pile more clothes on, and I'm a
at
quilter
least
and a
I'm motivated to
knitter.
do things.
You can't go
Yeah,
naked. It's
yeah.
not socially acceptable to be naked.
I don't like the bulk of layers, and it's just a big hassle to me.
And
I would
yet
much
you're
rather be
like
hot.
the best accessorizer I know.
I know.
I don't like layers, but I can wear a shawl, doggone it.
Right?
I can wear a shawl like a boss and match my earrings and my bracelet and my necklace to my
Although,
shawl, to my hat, to my shirt. Yeah.
tis true.
You.
Although this past year I couldn't be bothered because now that I'm 40, my internal temperature is changing, and I
Oh
hardly wore
my.
any kind of accessories this past. Although we had a really mild winter too, so it wasn't really
Yeah,
necessary.
no bugs died. We had such a mild winter. No bugs died.
Right. Yeah,
It has been a heck of a year. It's been crazy. Well, we don't have to tell anybody else that. Everybody's had a heck of a year.
we're all in this together.
Yeah, our temperature right now is only 74. Real feel is 79, but 88% humidity outside, 86% humidity inside.
Chewy.
No wonder I feel like this. I'm wearing jeans today and they feel like I painted them on. It's awful. And they're not tight. They're boyfriend cut.
Right.
Terrible things. Anyway, so yeah, that's good times. That's good times. Summer in the South. And so I'm gonna go ahead and spoiler my where the wild things are, but Madeline is starting up soccer again next week.
Oh, fun.
They found a spot for her. She decided kind of late that she wanted to play this summer, and they were out of spots, and we put her on the wait list, and they called me and told me there was a spot. So
nice.
she is now playing through August 14th. So she is going to learn what it's like to play soccer outside in the heat, because it is going to be blazing at that hour.
I don't know. I'm just in my observation of children on the playgrounds, I don't think they realize that it's hot. I mean, obviously they do, but they don't care. Like they're able to push through and it doesn't matter.
I get mine. I picked mine up from our summer program, and I will talk about that on in Where the Wild Things Are, but I picked mine up from her summer program, and she looks like she has been out digging ditches or something. She is blood red face, hair's a mess, sweated through her shirt, like, but she's happy as a clam, doesn't care.
Yeah, for sure.
My tolerance has gotten a lot less since I've gotten older. I will say that, because I used to be able to lay out with my mom on the deck flat with a towel
right,
for hours reading a book while my mom sunbathed.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that for 10 minutes now. I would fry like an egg. And then I would be mean, so it wouldn't be fun.
The minutes would crawl past, and you'd be like, I feel like I've been out here for 3 hours. I know it's been 3 hours. Oh no, it's been 5 minutes.
It's been 5 minutes. Yay. Oh my goodness. So what about your other whip?
Okay, so that's what's in my hands right now. I started last time I talked about I was probably going to start the February lady sweater, so I went and tracked down the yarn, and I did. So I'm on the yoke. And this is, I think this is the second time that I've made this. So
yeah, wasn't that the first sweater you ever made?
It was, yep. Garter stitch and with some increase in. So I've put in 2 buttonholes already. This is just some acrylic yarn. It's Bernat.
Is that one split in the front, or does it button all the way down?
It is, yeah, I think it just goes to the bodice and then it splits
Okay.
or under the bust or yeah, whatever. I
That's a
guess it's,
really cute look for you. I worry it would make me look pregnant.
I looking in the FO pictures, most people, well, a lot of people make this as like a pregnancy sweater.
Yeah. I remember when I was pregnant, I was looking at sweaters to make, and that was like one of the ones on my list.
Well, and with
Although it would have ridden up so high because my belly was so high,
yeah, with
it would have
pushing it up.
probably not worked even for that.
And it's a heavier weight, so it doesn't really, it's not loose and flowy like,
Yeah.
it's heavy.
It's going to be cute though. You love to rock a dress. So it's
Yeah.
going to be, is that a dress you're wearing today?
It is. Yes.
I love it.
It's just like a, I was going to call it a shift, but it's more like just an A-line, swingy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
It's, dresses are about the only things that are currently fitting me, so I'm blowing through my dress stash right now.
I cleaned out one of my drawers the other day and I found all of my under summer shorts and I got really excited because I had only been able to find one pair and I was like, what did I do with these? And I found them. They were folded neatly, buried under things that were not folded neatly. So
gotcha. Now your wardrobe options have just opened up tremendously.
Yep. Yeah, I like a good dress. And, I loved those Dress Express kits from Joann's that they had. Yeah. I loved those. I still have one I haven't sewed yet. It's gray. May happen at some point.
It was knit, right? Knit
fabric? Yeah, they're knit and they're already pre-cut. All you got to do is sew them together. They're so easy.
The work is done for you.
Yeah, they take like 45 minutes total. But the problem is they don't make them anymore.
Oh.
The kits. But I wore one the other night over to my in-laws and they were like, that's such a cute dress. And my mother-in-law was like, is that the one you made? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, that's so cute. It looks like you bought it at the store. And I was like, thanks. Which from them is like a super high compliment because they don't think the things they're handmade can look good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so what have you finished?
Okay, well, I'm kind of like Dana in that I haven't really thought about touching knitting much at all. I've been working a little bit more and then doing crafting stuff for the wedding and just this and that, and then just in general, just so all I have is this another hats for kiddos.
I like that though.
Yeah, this was all I had left of this turquoise color, so threw it
use
in
it
there.
up.
I'm thinking it's a 4 to 5 year old size, so I can't remember. This might be hat 3. I think it's a hat 4 maybe out of my 5 goal for the crafty bingo. So I worked on it around a campfire Memorial Day weekend. We got together with some friends, and so it was a good project for that too.
Super good.
Social knitting. So that's it for me.
Excellent. Well, I'm counting these as an FO, even though you guys are going to see them not done.
They will be.
Because they will be done by the time this goes up. So these are Madeline's Cuddy socks. This is Twisted Fiber Art, which is now out of business. I decided I was going to stop saving this yarn for special because my kid is special and I wanted to use it. But it isn't, and she only really wears hand knit socks to bed. So I can make MCN socks for her and they're not going to kill because she don't wear them anyway.
Yeah.
So this is the Cuddy colorway. This is one of their evolutions. As you can see, it's like
I love the color shifts in that.
It's the radiant stripe. It's super fun to knit. And it makes it, I did a traditional afterthought heel on these because it really does not matter. Because she is not going to be wearing these in shoes. So she wears them around the house. It'll be fine. So that's the first one. And then the second one, I am starting the decreases. So it's about to have a heel too. But yeah, these have been just like basically this and the sold and that's all I'm really working on. So these are almost done. They'll be done this afternoon, probably. Yeah, my goal was to get them done before we recorded, but life and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
sure y'all understand. Everybody's been there.
And we try really hard to have stuff to talk about with you guys when we come on here, but it's just kind of
and I don't know how, how similar other people are to me, but I tend to, jump more into crafting podcasts when I don't have as much to work on. So,
Yeah,
if that's you, you're here with us.
exactly. And I think everybody goes through lulls. And when it's really
This
hot and
time of
humid,
year.
it's really hot and humid, and it's hot and humid in parts of the country right now where it normally isn't. So I think everybody's probably fighting that ennui a little bit.
I took this with me to the ball games the other day for my niece and my nephew, and I only worked on it just a few. It was just too hot to be touching acrylic yarn. I was like, I can't do this.
I mean, I'm not sure that I'll knit at soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I may take it with me for Nelfie prop,
Yeah. Right.
but I don't know how much I'll actually be working on it because I don't like handling wool outside during summer.
Yeah.
It's just not
Yeah.
fun.
Your hands get sweaty, and then you worry about
Yes,
transferring dirt and grime and stuff to
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
and it's
So,
just not fun.
you're incoming. Are you just going to work on more hats, or are you just focusing on what you
Probably
got going?
because I'll probably, well, I didn't leave in the underway those socks that I've been working on. I will probably take those with me over the weekend for any downtime because this weekend is the wedding. But yeah, other than that, I'll probably cast on another hats for kiddos and get that goal knocked out. Um, I I'm sure I'll find, I did a girly kind of combination. I'll pull out some boy colors maybe and
Yeah,
do something.
that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
I mean,
Easy to
I
pick up
like
and put down.
yeah, right. You don't have to think about it. I like the idea of a patterned hat or some kind of cute, cutesy wootsy, but I don't know that I have it in me right now. And I've done that in the past. I did one last year, I think it was. I did a Cabbage Patch hat, and that was so much fun,
That is
but
cute.
it was more fussy than what. Yeah, they're fun. I mean, but yeah. Anyway, so that's probably all I've got coming up is just another hats for kiddos.
Well, technically, I've already cast this on, but since I have not done anything past the cast on, I've not talked about it. But on Mother's Day, I cast on the Bird Watcher, which is a pattern by Casapinka. It is a short sleeve, bottom up tee that has just like a little bit of lace at the very bottom. And I had 3 skeins that were a miss dye of mine that were from years and years ago. So I had put them aside for myself because they weren't any colorway that I normally dye. And I knew that I couldn't take them to a show because somebody would be like, I want one more skein of this. I'd be like, that is never happening.
Right,
That's just
right.
literally never
One
gonna
in a
happen.
million.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could do it again. Let's see. I think I've got one of them up here. Yeah, I do. So
Oh,
this
that's
is what
so
it looks
pretty. Is
like.
that round trip or what's the
No,
base?
this is Journey.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, that's
Yeah,
so
it's
pretty.
applied. So it's a as you can see, it's like blues and greens, but it's like overdyed with gray and it's got a little tint of yellow to it in some places. So I have 3 skeins of that. They don't entirely match each other. So we're gonna see how this looks when I get it knit. But I kind of she gave away a free pattern. Casapinka did for Mother's Day to people who were newsletter subscribers. So I got that one. And I plan on knitting that for myself, but it is I really want to get Soldotna done. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just want that done. It's so much yardage and it's been on the needles for so long and I would love to have it for the fall. I
yeah.
just would.
It's so pretty. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was thinking like, to wear under it on days when it's like to kind of wear like sort of like a vest, a sleeved vest. I was thinking about trying to find like a tissue tee, like a really thin
Oh,
t-shirt,
yeah,
like a scoop neck to
right.
wear underneath it so that I could
Yeah.
have, a layer under it. But so that my full arms would be covered because I plan on knitting mine with, probably bicep length sleeves. I'll knit mine down a little bit longer than it calls for because if you have bigger arms and you knit it to right here, it showcases all of the chunk. So
Yeah, you want your work
you want
to,
to feel flattered. You want to
accent.
feel like it
Yes.
flatters you when you wear it. So
Yeah.
that is the main thing for me. So I'm pretty much like I like the bird watcher and I really want to knit it. And apparently people are knitting them super fast. They don't take that long because it's like you knit this section of lace about this big and then it's just stockinette the rest of the way through. So it's pretty fast.
Nice.
So that is on my list, but that's pretty much it. There was a knit along for Drea Renee Knits, Andrea Mowry over Memorial Day weekend for the Flicker and Flame hat. And it's so pretty. And I didn't hear about it until, I don't know, Sunday night. And at that point, I was like, I can't knit a hat in a day.
Yeah, right.
So I bought the pattern and I've got handspun picked out to knit it with. But
Oh.
I also am kind of like, do I want to knit a hat in June? I don't know. I
Probably
don't know
beats
how I feel about
knitting
knitting a
a
hat in
sweater.
June. It's pretty hot.
Right.
It's pretty sticky. Yeah.
I'll have to
It would
check
be
that
nice
out
to
because I
have
hadn't
this
heard about
fall.
that.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I said I hadn't heard about that, so I'll have to check it out. Like I
It's a
hadn't heard about
really
that pattern.
pretty pattern. And I think it's basically knit like in a solid and then in one of the spin cycle long gradient,
Okay.
where they've got like the plied yarn that looks like handspun. And I was sitting here thinking, dude, I have a whole shelf of handspun. I don't need to buy anything that looks like
Yeah.
handspun with as much
No
handspun as I
doubt.
have. So, and then I have that gray that I did that was, I think it was Swirl BFL that I spun by itself or some sort of gray that I spun by
Okay.
itself. And it's the right gauge. So I'm just thinking
Nice.
I'll just grab one of my pretty skeins of handspun, grab that gray, make that hat at some point. Because
Nice.
that's one thing I would like to do. I mean, it's not on Crafty Bingo or anything, but I would really like to knit up some of my handspun because I've got some really pretty stuff up there and I never knit with it.
I did a goal like that. Did I do one or two? Knit, or was that last year? I can't remember. But yeah, I was trying to encourage myself, same thing, to use it a little more.
Use it.
Knit or de-stash, I think. One skein
Yeah.
is
And
what one of my
I
squares.
de-stashed a ton of mine.
You did. Yes,
So.
you did it into the wool.
But a lot of these are really special ones. Like they were ones where a very good friend gave me the fiber. Some of them are actually other people's handspun that's on my shelf. I've got some from Malia. I've got some from I don't want to start calling out names because I'll forget somebody, but I've got
I'm
several
sure,
up there that
yeah.
are from other people. And then
Yeah.
I've got some where it was like, somebody gave me a bat that was just like full of crazy carded stuff and I spun it and it was super fun. Yeah, one of these days, I hope that life slows down enough to where I feel like I can spin and take the time and do that stuff. Because I think part of my block with spinning is I have so much handspun I never use. Why do I need to make more?
Right. Right.
But at the same time, I still have quite a bit of beautiful fiber. I've kept a lot of special stuff from people that either they don't do fiber anymore, or they, quit doing the type that I've got, which is several people. So, yeah. And then there's people that keep spending mine because I haven't dyed fiber in 3 years, and there are people that are using up the last of mine and posting it lately, and it's just like
the last. I've got quite a hoarded stash.
Well, I still have quite a bit of my own too because I had some that didn't sell at that last show, and I just kept it.
Yeah.
So make me an offer, people, if you want a mystery braid.
Right.
I may never get to it, and I don't want it to compact in storage. So, all right. So, Maker's Moment wedding prep brouhaha.
Yes, Mom asked me if I could make bags for the attendants that were drawstring bags, more so that they could be kind of gift bags to put their gifts in and their shoes and jewelry, that kind of stuff to hang with the dresses.
Mm-hmm.
In the and so because it's a tent room in a church anywhere, so I did that. There's two different colors. Some bridesmaids are wearing turquoise, some are wearing yellow. So, and then some are carrying sunflowers and some are carrying dates. And so, if you're a turquoise girl, you got a sunflower bag with turquoise glitter name. And then if you're a yellow girl, which it doesn't show very, as well as I would like, but it was already done and I've already put enough time and energy in this. This is just how it is. This is Sizer Lemon Sugar, and this is Mint.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Mint. Or no, Jade. I'm sorry, it's Jade. So anyway, I'm satisfied with how these turned out. I'm I've got to recut one name because when I pressed it, the dot on the I shifted.
Mm.
So I was able to peel off just the little dot, but I've got to recut that. And so
You know what I
that was
do
that.
with that?
What's that?
I use a small hole punch and then I trim it down.
Oh, you're brilliant.
That way you don't have to get the
Because
machine.
I don't, well, I have to get the machine out anyway because I do have to recut, but I have no other reason to be using that glitter. So you're right. See, I'm glad
Easier.
we had this conversation because, well, my brain doesn't work like that. I always
Occasionally
just, I'm
things will
so
happen like
literal.
that. Like you'll lose the dot off of an eye. And I have all
Mhm.
those little bitty hole punches that I use for Color Street. So I just punch a new one and trim it down with an X-Acto to the size it needs
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, mom told me not to worry about it. She says, I don't even think she'll notice. And I said, but I'll notice. I'll know it's there. It'll bother me. We're going to do this
Yeah.
right.
I
And
get
it was
it.
the very last bag I did too. So
Of
whatever.
course. Of course
But
it was.
the
My
other thing I
goodness.
did, my sister asked me if I had, she said, do you know any wine that comes in blue bottles? Well, yes, I do. Most Rieslings come in blue bottles, and I like Riesling. So I said, you know what? I happen to have a bottle. I said, I'll drink it and I'll empty the bottle for you because I'm a good big sister. So,
Sacrifice.
I know, I'm
All
taking
about
one
the
for the team.
sacrifice.
Um, but she wanted their names and their wedding date to set on the, I think on the card table. So I told her I would go ahead and cut it, and then she can just assemble it when she gets here. They're coming Thursday evening. So and then the last thing was a selfie. I mean, not a selfie. Sorry, a hashtag. So this is glitter vinyl in some of these, and then the rest of it is just turquoise.
You did a really cute
So
job. That's
thank
adorable.
you. Well, I found the graphic, but I changed the fonts. I liked, I wasn't real crazy about the fonts that came with it, but I was able to, use this again.
That's super
But yeah,
cute.
thank you. So I just went to the dollar store and bought like a wire easel to set that on. I figured I'd put it on the guest book table because
I wish that had been a
his
thing when I got married.
I know, really. Well, I love using a hashtag. I mean, it's I don't know. I like connecting with people that way
As
over
long as
like
people aren't
things.
private, because then you'll never
Yeah,
see
that's
it.
true.
That's the only
Yeah,
problem.
that is true. Or, if I'm not friends with them or whatever. But
But that's cute though. Because I mean, we had disposable cameras on the tables
oh yeah, we did too. Yep.
and I got them
Um
all done. But it was like as the evening progressed, you could tell when people were getting more and more intoxicated because there was a lot of pictures of butts and
oh, okay.
feet
Yeah.
and blurs.
Yeah. Well, with mine, you could tell who was sitting at what table because it was pretty much just pictures of people at that
At their
particular
table.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun. Well, Madeline's little birthday thing went so cute. I should have brought the bag upstairs, but I think I may have a picture of it I can show.
Yeah.
I
They
made
were
her
cute.
little bags for her little classmates for her birthday, which her birthday was just 2 days before school let out. So we
Just
we
in
didn't have
time.
much time there. But she really had a ball with that. That was fun. Shoot, let me see if I can find. Okay, yeah, I've got one. I can let it. There we go. Okay. So there's the little bags I did. I just did they were just like little cream colored pencil bags. And I did the kids' names in a chameleon vinyl, which was super fun. It went from purple to blue. And then I did some little silver stars underneath. And then inside each bag, I did a set of markers, 2 color your own slap bracelets, and a bunch of candy. And apparently it was a really big hit. Everybody really loved it. The teacher sent me a video of them all going, "Thank you, Madeline's mom." And it was like the cutest thing in the whole world.
Oh.
They all tried to thank her. And she's like, "Don't thank me. My mom did all that."
I didn't have a thing to do with it except be
She's
born.
like, "My mom just showed me after they were done. I really didn't do a whole lot." But she had a special birthday, and yeah, so that was pretty much like what I did. But I will say and I guess I can show you guys because yes. Okay. So here's what I did for her actual birthday present. she got her own raised garden bed. And this is the most difficult vinyl application I've ever had to do. It was a nightmare. I did it outside in the wind, number one, not fun. But my husband was on a work call and I was using a heat gun. And I was like, I will be a courteous wife. I will go outside. So I did. I had to melt that vinyl onto that thing. It was not going to stick. I scuffed it with a sanding block, cleaned it with alcohol, tried it. It was still not sticking. I was having to place each letter individually off of the transfer tape and hit it with the heat gun, rub a yoga ball over it, and then move on to the next letter. It took me like an hour and a half to make that.
Oh my gosh.
And the little things that I've got here that are like, there was a sunshine, there was a watering can, there was a trowel, and there was a flower pot. And I bought those designs off of the Silhouette Design Store. And then I just cut a white circle in the same size as the outer circle and placed the printed vinyl on top of it so that it would show the design really clearly. So it turned out really cute. I should have gotten a picture of her garden this morning and I didn't, but let me see when the most recent one I have is, because I took one and it's crazy how good it is doing. It is absolutely just growing like nuts. Here's one. This one's fairly recent. It's a lot bushier than this now.
Oh, wow.
So she got to pick her flowers. So she has dahlias, she has a marigold, she has petunias, she has rooster comb, and she has this thing, which I always forget the name of it, but purslane. And I think technically it's supposed to go in a hanging basket, but that's not what we did with it. So it's fine. But Madeline calls it the touch me not because it's touch sensitive. If you touch it, all the flowers slam shut.
Right. I'm having none of that.
And they will not open until the next day. So we've learned not to touch it. You just don't touch it, but it has.
They get good and mad.
They do. But I will say I took those pictures on May 28th because that's when I sent them to you, I think. Everything in there has doubled in size. It really likes where it lives. I'm very happy. Which is, wonderful thing. We like that it likes where it lives. So that was her big thing. I haven't really, I did make for the trunk show, I've been making some fun little things with vinyl, like these koozies that I'm going to have. I have been working on cups like a mad woman. I've got cups all over this room right now in various stages of being done. I've had a bunch of custom orders and I had some very large custom orders. So that's a good thing. My business is growing and I'm not complaining, but it's been making getting things done for this show kind of hard. So
to fit it all in.
Yeah, we do the best we can. It just, however it works. But anyway, so I've just been making lots of cups. The trunk show is the 19th. I still have probably 20 skeins of yarn I got to finish. And then I'm done. So that's probably going to be tomorrow. So I will finish the yarn and then this weekend I'll rescan it and get it labeled and get everything ready for me to start sending over my inventory so that the yarn patch can get it into their system. So if you are a Nashvilleian, a Crossvilleian, Chattanooga, wherever, if you're within driving distance of Crossville, please come out and see us on the 19th. I would love to have a really successful, good show because, this is my last time vending with yarn. So
blow it out.
Yeah, come blow it out.
Write it out with a bang.
And I'm going to have a bunch of stuff I've not carried in years because I've had little bits of this base and that base and this base held back. And I just decided I'm just going to dye it. And I want it to all find good homes. I'm going to have yarn bowls. I'm going to have probably some vinyl decals. I know I'm going to have little vinyl stuff like those. And then I'm going to have cups, like I said. I'm going to have yarn. I think I'll have about 130 skeins of yarn. So it's a decent amount. It's not terrible.
It sounds like quite a nice variety.
Yeah. I mean, something for a trunk show, that's a pretty good size amount of yarn for a trunk show. So, and I've got most of my normal bases. Some of them I didn't have any left. So I don't have any of that. But I have some, like I said, that I haven't had in a while. I have some I discontinued. So yeah, there's plenty plenty to choose from. And Chris is going with me. So you get to meet him if you haven't before. He's a trip. He likes to wave at people while they shop because he doesn't know what else to do and he can't talk.
I'm just here if you need me.
He's just he's super funny. I love it. I love it when he comes with me. We always have a good time. But yeah, so we're going to be there from open to close on that Saturday, the 19th at the Yarn Patch. So come see us.
Good stuff.
Yes, I am ready. I'm ready to do this. To be honest, I'm ready to close this chapter of my life, even though it is sad. It is hard. It's definitely become apparent in the last few weeks that it's the right thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, cups are fun and Color Street's amazing. So I still get to exercise my creative muscles on a regular basis. And that is what keeps me happy anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. So what you been listening to?
I put in the show notes, oh, the True Crime Podcast. Thanks, Dana, for introducing me to this whole new side of myself.
Oh, my mercy. I almost feel like I should apologize for that.
Well, here's the thing. Well, no,
I love it for the psychological aspect. And I try not to internalize what's happened to these people because I can't do anything about it. Like, I don't like the ones that aren't solved, but the ones that we listen to, there is resolution.
Yeah.
They know where the bodies are.
Mm-hmm.
The person's in jail on a small town murder. Half the time the person's been executed already. Like, it's not like one of the unsolved mysteries. Those leave me extremely unsettled. Anything where they don't know what happened to the person leaves me extremely unsettled.
Yeah, the possibilities I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah. So small town murder. She's finished it, and there's like 200 and something episodes, and they are 2 hours long, y'all. I don't know what she's been doing.
Well,
I guess she gave up
2 times the speed. Yeah.
Well, I can't listen to them that fast. My southern ears can't handle that. I listen to them at like 1 1/4.
Yeah. If I'm awake and I'm not working, I've been listening to them.
I keep running my AirPods out of juice.
Yeah.
One will die and I'll switch and charge the other one. And then by the time this one's dying, that one's recharged. It's just like nonstop. I'm the same way. I really am.
Well, and I can disassociate and I can compartmentalize it. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like an audio book in that, the story that they're telling. So I'm glad that it doesn't bother me as much as I'd always feared that it would.
Well, I feel like you've made some good points though in our private conversations about like there's some of them that are hard because they're about kids, they're about older people, they're about mentally disabled people that get victimized. Those I have a real hard time with, and there's been a couple that I've run across where I'm just like, man, this is icky to the nth degree. Like, this is so icky and so bad, and I hate it. But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. I guess I will just go ahead and talk about Marsha because I don't know when I'm going to get interviewed. So I'll go ahead and talk about it now.
Yeah.
So there is a very good family friend of mine who I grew up with. She is my dad's age. Well, she was my dad's age, assuming we don't really know. She was the youth pastor at my church for a while when I was growing up. She ended up getting a job at my college, and she was the director of commuter services, and she had just left my college, or was about to leave my college, I think, when I matriculated. And she lived down here. She had just gotten married to a man, and I won't totally go into the whole thing, but long story short, she disappeared not long after I graduated. And actually, she disappeared not long after I moved down here. So it had been a couple of years, I guess, since I graduated, and they had never found her. And the assumption is that her husband killed her and that he got rid of her. And because he had socially isolated her so much prior to her disappearance, people weren't checking on her. And I kind of got back into true crime because of this, because I knew that she had disappeared, but he had started being in the news again because they have tried to charge him 3 times and they have dropped the charges all 3 times, because it was almost 6 months after she was disappeared till someone realized she was gone. And by then he had had time to completely get rid of evidence. So there is no body, there is no evidence. Everything is circumstantial. Everything it can't be explained away, in my opinion, but from a judiciary standpoint, it can be. So he has gotten away with it. And that got me back into it. There's a really good podcast called Targeted. The person who does it, Mo Blackwell, she is actually a professor at my alma mater, and she did not know Marcia personally, but if you would like to hear the story as she has covered it up until this point, you are welcome to listen to it. Just know that there is no resolution, and the podcast isn't over. I am slated to be interviewed about my relationship with Marcia from growing up, and my family's relationship with her family, which was very close. My grandparents were best friends with her parents. So we had a lot of contact with them. My dad was actually the executor of her parents' estate. That's how close we were. So it's that eats me. That does. But small town murder where it's over, that doesn't eat me, because it's done. And these people have been found, and there's closure for the families. The people are all in jail at the minimum that committed the crimes. They don't pick crimes that are unsolved. So
right.
I feel
it's
like
a nice format.
My caveat for anyone who's interested in listening to something like this is be careful who you listen to. You want to make sure somebody is accurate. You want to make sure that and if you're a person who's going to get deeply affected, you want to pick one with the crimes are solved. Don't pick unsolved murders, because it will mess with your head. So, and I think it was different for me once it was somebody that I knew, because before that it was entertainment. But this is a person that I was very close to, that her family will never know what happened to her now, unless her former husband grows a conscience and admits what he did. So anyway, so I was kind of holding off until I had been interviewed before I talked about this, but and also, I also don't want to become a target of that man, because it's not like I'm impossible to find either.
So, right.
Which is why I did not mention his last name or his first name. I didn't mention his name.
Right. That guy.
That I will not call him by what I think of him as guy.
Well, what I like, or not like, but it was, since small town murder was such a obsession for so long, their format is completely different than anything else, because they're a comedy podcast who covers a murder.
They don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families, unless the victims' families are the ones that killed them, and then yes, they're fair game.
Yeah,
but they don't. They're not utter scumbags like they like to say. They're comedians. They're not scumbags. Yeah, and there are parts of all this where people try to ineptly hide things that is just like,
it's hilarious.
Stupid are you people?
Yeah. You didn't think this through at all.
No. Well, I don't think most people sit around and plot something like a lot of these people do. A lot of this is off the cuff, in the heat of the moment, ticked off over something and not thinking about consequences.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff they do to try to cover it up that's just
that's one of their favorite things is like, they never think about the dismount. They put so much thought. Sometimes they put so much thought into planning it.
They do a lot for the actual murder itself, and then afterward it's like,
oh, what do I do now?
I think my favorite.
I'll get away with this.
I think my favorite was when they thought it would be a good idea to put the guy's body in an oil barrel and fill it with cement, not thinking about the fact that it was going to weigh like 900 pounds once it was full of cement.
Exactly. This is going to work. It's going to work. I'm telling you.
It's going to work. And it probably would have, except for the fact that, they couldn't move it.
Yeah. That cement, it hardens. It's the craziest thing.
It hardens. It gets really heavy. It's ridiculous. But anyway, they do a good job, but there are other good ones too.
Yeah, well, so there's some levity to theirs, and then on the opposite end of things, I've really gotten into Southern Fried True Crime, and
Hmm.
I mean, she's got some snark to her, which I really like and can relate to.
Yeah.
And
That's the one
so
Erin
and
recommended, I think. I
is
think
it
that's the one that
okay?
she told me that she
Yeah,
thought we would like. Yeah.
I told Dana that the hostess reminds me a lot of her.
Oh Lord.
She's a southern spitfire feminist woman.
Oh
And some of
mercy.
the things she comes out of her mouth is just like that's something Dana would totally say to someone who's a convicted offender, or calling nonsense on something or another.
Yeah.
I've liked that one a lot, and she's another one that's got a lot of back episodes. So
Those are the
she's probably
best
the next
ones that
one.
are older,
Yes,
because then
yes,
you get a lot of bang for your buck with
for
starting it. Because
sure.
it drives me
Hmm.
crazy to pick one up and they have 3 episodes.
Yeah, they're like, oh, now I have to wait in real time until the next one
Exactly.
drops.
Crazy, crazy.
And then so my final one is National Park After Dark,
Mhm.
and that's a two-host podcast, and they cover crimes committed in national parks.
Are there that many?
I they've been at this now. I think they're on episode 16, and there's actually another one called Park Predator that's the same, but I think she's been doing it maybe roughly the same amount of time. So some of the episodes actually, or the stories, have overlapped. But yeah, well, and also it's not just national parks. They did one that I listened to recently that I guess is like a national land trust or a national forest. It's not exactly a national park.
Yeah.
That was in Michigan, and supposedly it's the least visited of all the national properties
Well, they
because
think that's
it's
actually what
isolated.
happened. They think that's actually what happened to Marsha, is
Really?
they think he took her to the Cherokee National Forest and
I
did away with
see.
her body.
Okay.
Yeah. They've searched areas and couldn't find her. So that was, but 6 months later,
Animals
and
and
it's a
weather, and
big
yes,
place.
yes,
I guess though, if you did
yeah,
have to get rid of somebody, that probably would be, I mean, large parts of parks are completely undisturbed
for
except by
sure.
animal activity.
Hmm.
I guess that's
Yeah.
probably, I guess I just think of like national parks being like places where families go on vacation. Like I don't think about the fact that some cold-blooded killer could be up
Well,
there.
when I did Shenandoah for my birthday, and this was before I started listening to true crime podcasts, I only got out by myself once. Like I'm not going to go hiking by myself. I wish that I felt comfortable enough to do that because I need that. Like I need that time alone in the woods all by myself. But
You
I'm
just
not
need
going
to
to do
come
that
down here and go to
because
Rock City for a while again, I guess.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, Rock City is populated enough that you see people, so it would be harder for someone to do something to you, but
Well,
you
there are
still feel like you're
cameras
by
too.
yourself.
Like I don't
Yeah,
think
there
anything's
are.
going to happen up there.
Right. Mm. So the but Shenandoah, I did pack a lunch for myself, and I got out at like a picnic area, and there were a couple other cars, but I stayed where I was in a spot where I could kind of have a 360 view of what was going on around me, and I
Yeah.
just stayed hyper aware of my surroundings the whole time, just because it is
Do you think you would be
after
more careful now, even?
after listening to the I I'll probably stick with what I was doing because I feel like I was already in that mindset of just being hyper aware. And actually, Small Town Murder, Jimmy brought up this point a few episodes ago that I listened to about being a woman. You just have to be on alert at all times.
Yeah.
And he said that just sucks. He said, I just can't imagine what that's like. You're just hyper aware at all times because you're always worried that someone's going to intrude on
Well,
you,
and if
on
you've
your
ever been a
person.
victim, you're even
That's
more
true
aware.
too.
And
Hmm.
I have been a victim. So I don't relax in crowds or completely when I'm by myself and I don't have anybody else kind of watching my sex. Like I'm nervous in
Hmm.
probably in ways I wouldn't have been prior to when I got hurt. But yeah,
Yeah,
it does stink.
it
It
does.
stinks that
Yeah.
women don't feel safe walking down the walk, to go just going into the woods for a little bit to get away. I mean,
Yeah.
experiencing nature, you have to have somebody with you in order to experience nature.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
But I guess that's the world we live in. But anyway,
it is.
So those are the ones that I've been listening to, and I haven't really been doing much else of anything other than SEC baseball. Like, there
Yeah.
are 7 SEC baseball teams in the super regionals of the College World Series, so that's been exciting.
Woohoo.
But yeah, all
Well,
podcasts all
and
the time.
I finished the 6th book in the Bridgerton series and then kind of
Nice.
fell off the wagon with that and started listening to true crime all the time.
I did download the next Mrs. Jeffries book, and I think I've only got 7 days before it returns itself. I guess I
Ye
better
I think mine
pause the
actually did
podcast.
return. I think I'm gonna
Oh,
have to take it out again. But I'll be honest, the Bridgerton books are not getting better.
oh no.
They're getting worse to the point where I feel like the men are largely abusive.
Oh,
And
oh,
it's like they use sex to control the women, and that just
yeah,
I don't know. It's a very out. I get that when it happened, that was probably normal, but it's like a real outmoded way to like write a novel. Like, I think that sometimes people, when they try to write a historical novel, they'll write it, but they'll write it with kind of modern morals. And
yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
she tried to write it like that, but men were jerks. Like, why do you want them to dominate you and treat you like crap?
yeah,
So I don't know. I
yeah.
may
You
not
don't want to
finish the
seek that out.
series. What I really want, and maybe you can help me, I really want a new series, kind of like the On the Run
I know.
international mysteries. I want a series like that because those are like fun, escapist, but they're still mysteries and they're still action. Like, I like that right
Um,
now.
I think it was that same author did one that is like the
The on location ones, because I didn't read those yet.
yes, yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, and
Okay.
but that one is kind of centralized to one location in the
I
UK.
mean, I'm okay
But
without it being travel centric. It's just
yeah,
I like that style, especially, for fluff books, which I read serious stuff too, but I like that for fluff books because it seems like the plot is always moving forward and the people are not they're not intentionally cruel to one another a lot. Like, I mean, yeah,
yes,
there's a murderer, but usually like your leading lady and your main guy, like
right. You're wrapped up enough in their
there may be
story.
tension, but they're not just mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I would check that one out because
Yeah.
you can you know, you see her handprint as the author in the series, but it's a whole different genre or
Yeah.
a different subject matter. And I
Well, and
did like
maybe
those
one
a
of our
lot.
viewers has a suggestion for us
Yeah,
too. Maybe there's
right.
something because, like, I want a longer running series. Like, I loved the the On the Run ones, but there was only like what, 5?
Yeah, it wasn't many.
Yeah, I need something big. I need something
Right.
that's going to carry
Sink my
me through
teeth
the
into.
summer.
Yeah.
I mean, because otherwise, I'm just going to go back and listen to Dresden again. And I love Dresden. I love it. And this will be like my 4th read through if I do it again. But I got my husband into Louise Penny, the Armand Gamache mysteries. Those are fantastic. And I got him into those now, and he is in it. He loves them. He is like, "You keep picking good books." I was like, "I do
It's what I
read.
do.
That's kind of what I do. It's my job. It's one of my jobs. It's job number 4." No, I really do like I like it when he reads a book series that I discovered years ago and he just falls in love with it. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he loves reading now. And it makes me happy because it gives us something to talk about, something else,
Yeah,
other than
yeah.
just like family life, the kid, what we're gonna have for dinner.
Right, exactly.
So what are you wearing on your nails?
Um, well, it's Color Street, of course, and it's Chalet Cool.
Love that one. Kind of
Um,
pink, kind of red, all the way
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And I had a little mishap last night. And then yeah, I'm gonna be switching them out soon though. For wedding stuff, probably Friday night.
What are you gonna
I
put on
did.
for the wedding?
I have not decided, but the space case that I just ordered 3 sets of, that's for bridesmaids for their toes. Um, a couple different people took me up on the offer to do a bulk order for them. And I told them that I would even be willing to put it on for them or,
Yeah.
show them how or whatever. So I think we're going to do that Friday evening or maybe as late as Saturday while we're getting ready because mom's got us getting there 2 hours.
I would just be
early.
careful, have them putting their shoes on, pushing their feet into
We're
them.
wearing sandals.
Oh, well,
yeah,
it'd be fun then.
like I really like the shoes that she picked out. So the the one bridesmaid had an idea a week or two ago that everybody should suggest some songs. She created a Spotify like getting ready playlist. So it's mom said it needs to be 2 hours long, so it's 2 hours and 2 minutes long. So anyway, yeah. So I've got the space case for the toes, but I haven't decided for sure with the nails. I'll go through my numerous sets and
you know what? Do you have Belgian buttercup?
Oh, I do.
You should do a French with Belgian buttercup with glitter sweet over the top of it.
I should do that. I don't know if I'll do a French because I've got my nails really aren't in a good enough shape.
You should do a hole punch French. You can adjust the size. Or do a half moon, turn it the other way and have it the half moon at the top and then put glitter sweet over it.
Yeah.
It'd be super pretty.
Yeah, I do have that. From
because your dress is yellow. That would probably be really nice.
Yeah, you're right.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, I'm wearing Take Care, which is the June charity sets. Our charities for this month, there's two. There's one for frontline workers' mental health, and there's one for mental health awareness. This one is for the mental health awareness. It is called Take Care. It is a mint green that has a little bit of a gold shimmer. And then I have a glitter on top that is actually discontinued. It is called Most Definitely. It was from our 90s collection. So I'm changing these tonight. So, but anyway, I'm happy with them. They've stayed really pretty and they look nice. And then I'm not going to show you my toes, but I have Evening Sky Petty on my toes and it is gorgeous.
Is that the purple?
Yeah, it's like a blurple.
I've got that on my toes as well.
Oh,
and I love it. And it's, gosh, I put it on 2+ weeks ago and it still looks brand new.
Same. And I didn't put any kind of top coat on it and it's a glitter. So that is saying something. Super fun. But anyway.
So, so that's our color street. And if you are Katie or Nicole and shopped through my link, thank you so much for contributing to.
Yeah, super nice. Thank you. Thank you much. Hope you like your sets. I did send y'all a little something in the mail, so hopefully you got it. Where the wild things are. So Madeline is playing summer soccer. This is kind of out of nowhere. She had said, like I said, she wasn't planning on it, and then she wanted to, and then we couldn't get her in, and now we are. So she's playing summer soccer, and then we're about to have our deck torn off our house.
Improvements.
I kind of feel the way about it that I did about getting a new roof. It's like I know it's going to be amazing when it's done, but oh my God,
it's the hassle of doing it.
Thank God for AirPods with noise canceling. I mean, it's going to be legit. So it looks like it's going to take about a week. Our deck is 48 feet long and 16 feet deep at the deepest point. So it's big. And this guy basically is like, I'm tearing everything down to the footers. So we'll see how it goes. And then they're also going to come back a month after they finish it, and they're going to pressure wash and stain our fence to match the deck, because they're not going to stain the deck when they do it. They're going to come back and do it so that the wood has time to settle and make sure there's no issues that they need to fix before they do any kind of staining. So by the beginning of August, everything will be done. But I'm excited about it because my deck has been a wreck for years and I really want a better outdoor space. And we're looking to sell our house within the next year or two. So it'd be nice to have a better deck for that purpose. But yeah, so that's exciting. And then Madeline is going to a summer program at one of the schools in the area. She She wanted to be with kids this summer, and I can't blame her. And our county has a really great school age childcare set up with different schools, and they alternate which schools are in the list for each year. And her school is actually undergoing repairs this summer, so her school was not an option, but one that's actually a lot closer to our house was. And she is loving it. She is having a ball. She's there every day. And she said, Mama, I love you, but I would rather be there with kids than hanging out at home just watching TV all the time while you work, which is fair. And with Chris still working from
that when
home,
I was growing up myself.
I know. I mean, I just think it's such a good option, especially since, like Chris and I've talked about so many times, she basically had a year of her life stolen as far as time to, socially mature and stuff. She's a year behind with that because of COVID. So if I can give her a couple more months of enjoying time with kids and having something to do other than watch TV all summer, then, that's great, because she's self-entertaining to a certain point, but she does still get into stuff and she has to be watched all the time. And that makes it really hard to work. So it's best for everyone involved, and it's very affordable, and she is just having a great time. So I'm glad things are working out so good. So what's going on with your people?
All my little chicks are flying home to the coop for the weekend. Brendan is leaving work today. He switched shifts with someone so that he could work the day shift, so he could leave a little earlier. He called me yesterday from Chicken Salad Chick. And because I told him last time, I said, look, I got a little ridiculous. I had him bring me home 4 containers the last time. Too much because no one else here really eats it, and it's not like you can freeze it.
That's how it is here too. I buy 1 large chick now, and that is it.
Yeah, so I had him this time because last time I got 2 large and 2 small. So this time I got 2 large, and I will be able to consume those.
Yeah.
But I got Fancy Nancy, and I told him Delicious Diva, but he called me and he says they don't have that. And I said, well, it was on their website. So I'm having him.
They may have been out of it because they do have it right now. It's one of the summer ones. My mom had it, and it's real pickly.
See, I got it when I left you. That was something I got to go, and I didn't feel like it was really dilly. But then again, I put dill on everything, so I have a certain standard, I guess.
It was the batch that I tried that my mom had gotten. I thought it was overwhelming, but I love Fancy Nancy. Is that the one with the pineapple too?
It's got grapes, pecans.
Maybe it's Fruity Fran that I get, because I like the one that has the grapes and the pineapple.
Yes. Okay.
I like that.
I haven't tried that.
It has apples too. I really like that one, and I love the barbecue.
That's the other one. Well, I told him, I said either that one or the Kick and Kaylin. So I'm not sure which one he's going to get me, but I'm excited about that. And he's bringing me wine too. I said, look, I need you to go visit the Walmart, and if you get me 4 bottles, that would be great. Because that is Amber Falls Winery, and he can get that, just at his local
Speaking
Walmart.
of wine, my in-laws brought one over. I think it was called like Oliver Springs or something. They got it at Costco, and it is a blueberry Moscato.
Oh, yeah, you hooked me.
And it's $6 a bottle.
That's really good.
Because I love that tropical passion fruit Moscato.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, Stephanie, my co-leader of my Color Street team, she cannot find that in Florida at all. They don't have it. But mine has got pallets of it. So I was like, well, I guess you get to drive to Tennessee to come get them. Well,
here in the great old line state, we can't buy alcohol anywhere except the liquor stores. So, so I wouldn't look at a Costco for anything except, diapers and chicken.
See, that's crazy. I hate that. Well, I mean, our Costco's in Georgia because it's 7% sales tax versus 9.25%.
And that's the closest one to you anyway, right?
Yeah. Knoxville's got one too, but yeah, definitely. Okay. Although right now I could probably get to the Knoxville one faster because they're tearing up 75 going down toward Atlanta, and it's like a 2-hour deal to get down through there now.
Oh, okay.
I got to find a back way.
Fun.
I haven't found a back way yet. I know there has to be one, so I'll find one at some point. But I know my in-laws go a back way from their place, but it's like that's really out of the way to go to their place to go way back
Yeah,
down.
yeah, just for the sake of avoiding the
Yeah, but they
interstate.
love a
Yeah.
Costco. That crazy way you and I went from their place, I bet
Yes.
that would be a
Hmm.
way to go to get there.
Yeah,
It's
that was
just
nice
such
and
a pain
scenic.
to go all the way over there. Yeah, anyway, it's kind of going in opposite directions to get there.
Yes.
Really weird. But anyway,
So
yeah, so I'm gonna try to pick some of that up and I'll hoard some of it for when you come down because
sounds
yeah,
good.
it looks like it was sweet,
This is
which
a blackberry. And so yeah, same thing. It was good. It was sweet. I was sorry that I only
Russian.
got one bottle, but of course, I didn't sample it till I got home. So
Yeah,
at least he comes home every few months, or we see each other that often. So,
there you go.
and I could order. Actually, was that one? That may have been one that I couldn't order because I had even considered that. But he told me,
I found a vineyard that actually makes cotton candy grapes into wine.
oh, that I
It's
would be very
not
interested in
cheap.
trying that.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'm
cheap. And
sure
I
because
don't know
they're
anywhere local
limited.
that has it. But yeah, I thought about they it's weird getting alcohol shipped into Tennessee. We can ship out. It's just weird getting it shipped
Okay.
in, but we're not on the list of places you can't ship to on that place's website. So I don't know if maybe they just don't put it on the box. I don't know. So I may try to order some.
Anything. Huh.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
being shady. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll have to track it down and see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. All right. Well, time for announcements. Tiffany's party link. If you're more interested in Color Street, please shop through her link. I just changed it out today, so she has a fresh link. That's good for 2 months. So if you are not in my Facebook VIP group for my Color Street, you should really be in there because it's super fun. And this Saturday is actually Color Street's 4th birthday. So I've got a bunch of stuff planned for the rest of this week for my group. So I'm super excited about that. I also offer free Color Street samples if you'd like to try one. Then you just have to be a US resident because I can't ship it out of the country. But I'm happy to send one to you. I mentioned it extensively before. The trunk show is June 19th at the Yarn Patch in Crossville. I hope that you guys can try to make it out. I would love to just blow it out and support that LYS and also clear out yarn because I cannot store it in my house. And I
Want to bring it
don't want to
home.
have to try to sell it on the internet because I have shut down my shop. So I don't want to try to sell it. That's just a lot of work. Also, bears repeating yet again. There is no Into the Wool this year. I keep getting messages. There is no mailing list. We've never had one. We're not going
Not
to.
gonna.
No, we are not having the retreat. We are sorry you're disappointed. We are sorry you missed it in the past. We cannot help you this year. Sorry, please stop asking. We're not going to change our mind in June for a September
No.
retreat.
Oh my gosh.
And actually,
oh my
I just saw
gosh.
the other day they've got another group book for our weekend
Do
anyway.
they?
So
Okay.
yeah, it's like a yoga retreat. It's expensive. They're gonna do yoga down there on that beach. They're gonna get eaten up by mosquitoes.
Mm.
Better than us. No yoga on the beach. That was bad plan. But anyway, we do not have a mailing list. Please stop asking to be added to one. We don't have one. Last but not least, Amazon Associates. When we talk about our books up in the book section in my ears, please, if you are going to be placing an Amazon order for anything, it doesn't have to be for the book. If you'll come back to our show notes and click through that link, it would really help us out because it pays for our shipping. It would pay for our shipping, hosting fees, all that kind of stuff. And we are mailing out prizes. Both of us are. So we want to make sure that you're able to continue to get prizes, but we need to have help. And we're not asking for donations, but if you will just use that link, Amazon will give us money and then you don't have to give us anything and it doesn't cost you anything. So if you don't mind doing that, that would really be helpful. Did the person who won the bag, did they?
No, I've
didn't?
not heard anything.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, do we want to redraw it?
Sure. Do you have it still pulled up?
I can.
Or
Is it in the drive?
that I don't know.
Let
Maybe
me
should
look.
we wait and do that next time?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause I
We'll
try
have
to
next time to draw anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to look. I don't
Because
know.
we'll and speaking of next time, if you the quarter will end um at the end of this month. So if you are working on a project, you want to jump in with us, grab a whip and get to making and post your finished object in the finished object thread on Ravelry, and you can be entered for a prize from each of us. Or, there will be two winners, one prize from each of us. And chances are pretty good right now because I don't think we've got very many finished
Yeah, I
objects
think
up
we've got
there,
like 4 or
so
5 people
right,
entered, and that's
right.
it. And I know that a lot more of you than 4 or 5 people have finished something that qualifies here.
Yeah,
So
go back and check your
yeah,
projects.
take a minute to enter because there's 2 prizes. Like I'm giving away a skeiny yarn and I've got it right here. It is a
Ooh,
one of a
that's pretty.
kind from me, and it is Twinkle Sock, which I've not carried in a while. You can see that glimmer.
That's really pretty.
So I've got yarn, and Tiffany's gonna let you pick a bag of your choice. So
Yep.
get those entries in. Because yeah, it helps us also know that you're watching. We don't
Yeah.
get a lot of comments, so commenting on Ravelry is a good way to let us know that you're actually seeing us. So that's helpful.
We're glad you're here hanging out with us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess that's it for us. You need to go.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes until I need to leave to go get my child.
Better go get a man on
And
that. Yeah, I
pick
gotta
him
go
up
find out
from
what's
his
going on
job.
with my car and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So
Adult stuff, all that adult stuff.
yeah,
Well, this
adulting.
has been a
Adulting
nice escape
sucks.
for a little while. Yeah.
Adulting just sucks. All right. Well, hopefully I can get this up in the next couple of days. Thanks for hanging with us, everybody. Enjoy your rest of your June, and we'll see you in July.
Okay. Take care, y'all. Bye.
All right. Bye.